Good morning and welcome. I'm Celeste and this is my YouTube channel, Celeste Creates. This is FlossTube number 58. It is Saturday, October 7th, 2023, and I am so glad that you are here with me. This is the third time for me to start this video. I don't know why. Once I get going, everything is fine, but that start is the hardest. First, I wasn't sure if it was actually still morning or not, and then I sneezed, and anyway, but I'm here. This is the official intro. I'm not doing it again. If you are new to my channel, then welcome. I'm so glad that you are here with me. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you as a subscriber. And of course, all of you, new or returning, welcome. I'm so glad you choose to spend a little bit of time with me when I upload a video. And I love reading your comments, so comment away. It's so much fun. I don't always have a question or a giveaway or something like that, but I'm always thrilled when I see your comments and I get to read and interact with you, or just give you a heart because you're just, I just enjoy reading them. So I'm so glad you're with me today. I have a lot to show you. So I made a decision recently that I'm going to begin including on my FlossTube videos, all my other crafting endeavors as well. In the past, I really wanted to do separate QuiltTube videos, which you can go look at my content on my YouTube channel here and see that I did have some separate QuiltTube videos where I talked solely about quilting. I have some tutorials out there as well for quilting or other sewn items. But I just find that my quilting is not as prolific as maybe it once was 5-10 years ago. And while I'm still quilting, it does not take up the lion's share of my crafting time. And I do a lot of other things. So I just feel like I don't have enough content to do separate QuiltTube videos right now. Who knows? Maybe I'll change that someday. So I think I'm going to go back to including all the other things I love to do, which I have a lot to show you this time as well at the end of my videos. And so maybe talk about cross stitch first, like some other famous floss tubers do. Talk about my cross stitch first, and then move into quilting and other items. And so you'll know that I'm doing that, and I'll let you know. But if I forget, I'm sorry. Whatever it is, I hope you enjoy. If you're ready to move on, move on. You aren't hurting my feelings, okay? So today I will share both cross stitch and quilting and some other crazy time adventures that I have. It is beautiful here today on the Gulf Coast of Texas. Southeast of Houston is where I live. And the temperatures actually finally feel like fall, which is lovely. If you hear some noise outside, my boys are mowing and getting the backyard forest under control. We've actually had a little rain recently, and so instead of the grass looking completely dead and dry and sad, it's been growing. And so but it's in a week and a half or so, it's gotten pretty high. And you know, my dog's not small, but Doug is, you know, he's a nice medium size, but occasionally there's patches of grass that are taller in the back than others, and you're kind of like, where's Doug? Oh, there he is. He's lost in the grass. So it's a beautiful day. I think both today and tomorrow are going to be lovely, 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 and I'm so thrilled. So anyway, I guess we should get started. I have a big pile of mess here, so because I have so many different things I want to show you. So we'll just kind of get started. So in some ways there may be not some rhyme or reason. Anyway, okay, I think what I'm going to do first is show you some past finishes for fall, because you know, don't judge, I'm sorry, but I just cannot decorate for fall or even the little bit of Halloween that I have until it actually kind of feels like fall here. It's just something in my head that I can't separate, you know, 95-degree weather and fall decorations. Just, they don't work. It just doesn't work for me. So I think maybe today I'm actually finally ready to do a little bit of fall decorating, which will entail maybe setting up my, I have an aqua colored cabinet kind of between the eating area, kind of kitchen, and the family room, which is the trouble with open concept kind of plans in a house. It's kind of like, what room is that in? I have no idea. Especially after we flooded in Harvey, and then it kind of opened, the way we redesigned the kitchen, it kind of opened everything up a little bit more, and there was only one type of flooring service as opposed to going from like tile to carpet. And I remember early on, you know, like telling, I don't know which kid, but I was like, take that food back in the kitchen. And it's kind of like, where's the kitchen anymore? Where's the dividing line? So anyway, I have this aqua cabinet, and during the fall, that's where I do my crow display. So I think I'm ready to put that up. And then the hall table that I have is where I'll put my little bit of Halloween. I don't have a ton of Halloween. It's not my favorite holiday. I think I've said this before. I have absolutely nothing against it. I don't like the scary, gory, ugly stuff. I like cute Halloween. I just don't have a whole lot. I like fall better. I like autumn type things better. So we'll have the crow table. Maybe I'll get to that today, and then my little bit of Halloween. So what I thought I'd do is, as I took, what did I still have out? Okay, so on my tiered tray that's on our big island, I still had strawberries out. Like I said, don't judge. And on the aqua cabinet, I still had bees and beehives out. And get this, on the hall table, I still had patriotic out. But patriotic is year round. You can be patriotic all year round. So anyway, today that will come down. I will no longer be patriotic or into fruit and bees. I will try and make a change. I think on the tiered tray, I'm just going to put all my chickens. I have a bunch of antique chickens, and I think that's what I'm putting on there. I'm not quite ready for all the fall. This is a really long introduction to show you my past finishes. So here's a couple of what I consider Halloween. I have, what, 2 or 3 Halloween ones? Okay. Like I said, I just don't choose to stitch it. I would rather stitch fall. But this one is so cute. This is a Teresa Kogut that I did last year. And I totally don't remember her name, but she's so cute. I loved stitching her. So this is a Teresa Kogut chart. And I did her last year. Kind of finished her with some felt and black polka dots and little chenille trim. Just so cute. So go look for Teresa Kogut patterns if you want to find her. She's adorable. Love her. Love her, love her, love her. Halloween, the other one I have. And this one is a, I'll look it up and I'll put it below. But there's several. There's like a Christmas one, and there's a patriotic, and like a St. Patrick's Day. Oh. Okay, this is gonna be quite the day. Y'all just bear with me. This one goes with my Halloween stuff and not on the crow table. I'm not sure what the difference is other than it says October 31st, but I love that one. White pumpkin. So that goes out there. I wish I could remember who this is, but I know y'all are all shouting at me, so I'll put it down below if I remember to do that. I'm such a nut. This is probably my favorite Halloween piece that I've done, and I just absolutely love it. This is Midnight Watch from Blackbird Designs. I love it. So apparently I did this in 2020. Wow. Cool. My initials and the alphabet, and I just love, love, love this. So I guess maybe that's my idea of Halloween, and just cute and fun, and not too, I'm just not into it. There's a display around the corner that, first of all, amazes me because it's just a comical, and I'm not saying this because you're not allowed to like this. It's not me, but it's a really, really gory display. I mean, we're talking heads with things through them, and anyway. And it's just funny because we noticed last year that they put this display out, and then they switch it to Christmas and it's baby Jesus, and it's just kind of the contrast there kind of strikes me as funny. But then I kind of am amazed because I'm like, man, that's a lot of money. Those Halloween decorations are really expensive. Anyway, if you like it, great. It's not for me. I'm a scaredy cat. I don't like scary, gory things. But this is cute. I'm just, okay, well, y'all are just going to have to deal with me today because I am all over the place. Anyway, adorable. I love this. So I will be super excited to put that up today. Okay, as far as the 2 stitches for my crows, I think I just have other crow things that I put out. This is my absolute favorite crow piece ever, ever, ever. This is Autumn A and Ira Ray crow. They were separate pieces. I borrowed this chart or these charts from somebody, combined them into one. I just couldn't love anything more. Well, I could, but anyway, the outfits. I love animals with clothes on. This actually reminds me of the crow that Annie designed, the popper stitcher with the purple dress. I love it. I mean, who doesn't need a crow with a dress? That's kind of what I think. Animals with clothes. I like animals with clothes. Anyway, I forget who this is. It's the Good Housewife, I think. Anyway, I love them. I'm excited to put that one out. And then 2021, I made this little crow. Ye Old Crow. Heart and Hand, maybe? That one. Kind of did a striped black fabric back. This is kind of a fun way to do a hanger, is to take little skinny fabric strips and knot them or do something cute with them and use that as your hanger instead of ribbon or something. So anyway, I will be putting those out. So I did have a couple little finishes, and one of those is a fall finish. I think it was, gosh, was it just last weekend? My friends Merritt Crawford, So Just Because Buzz, Wanda, and April at April_heirlooms, they decided they were gonna stitch a little piece from When the Leaves Fall, the newer fall Blackbird book. And I said, oh, I think I can do that. I have time for that, and I have the book, so we'll just jump in. I think it's originally done on toweling, and I did not want to buy toweling to stitch it on. I really wanted to do it with what I had and make do and still stitch it and have fun. So it's called Tiny Pumpkin, and here is my finish. So I just stitched this on 36 count, a scrap of something that I had. And I didn't have 2 of the colors. I didn't have one called Tobacco Road, and I didn't have one called Cinnamon Twist. So I subbed colors, and I'm super, super happy with how it turned out. It was a really fun little quick stitch. And so then I added some black fabric on the end, and I used the same for the back and stuffed it real tight, and a button and some, this is just floss that I kind of tied around the button here. And so I'll probably put this out right now with my chicken piece. Maybe I'll put it with my crows. It's got a crow on it. It's black. We'll see where it ends up. So I finished that. That is Tiny Pumpkin, When the Leaves Fall by Blackbird Designs. I had another finish recently, and I actually am glad that I forgot to gift this to my friend, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to show it to you. So my friend Annie, the Proper Stitcher, of course, you know, she has been designing charts and doing some reproductions, and so she sent me her reproductions, and I loved this little chart, and it's called When Flowers Bloom, 1830. This is her, it's a sampler reimagined, so like an adaptation of this sampler that she, antique sampler that she bought. So I stitched that up on a 36 count something or other scrap with all the DMCs. I think the only thing I did was I darkened the lavender a little bit because it wasn't showing up the one she'd called for on my linen. So I just darkened it up a step on DMC. I used the DMCs in this. And then I turned it into a needle book. have a friend who loves purple, and so this is going to go to her. And just real simple on the inside, a place for your needles, a little pocket for something if you want, and then tied with some ribbons. So there's that sweet little needle book. And so that was a little finish in an FFO. So that's 2 finishes and FFOs. I'm not good at typos. I really should be better at this, but I only had 1 girl, and I wasn't a real girly girl myself, so there that is. Okay, and I had a cross stitch finish either yesterday. I finished this yesterday. So a friend of mine last year lent me this Prairie Schooler chart called Starry Night, and it has 7 ornaments on it, all that have to do with the nativity. I love these. Kind of see, they're mostly blue. All the dark that you see called for is actually calls for black, and I didn't like the black with the blues, so I found a DMC that's a super dark blue. I had to look for a couple, and that's the one I found one that works. And so last year I stitched this one for my husband as an ornament and gave it to him. And then I stitched other ornaments for my 5 kids. But this year I'm stitching all, well, not all the others. I'm going to pick 5 out of the remaining 6. I'm trying to think which one I don't want to do. I really don't know. I might leave this one off. This one is the least interesting to me. And it's just a lot of back stitch. So I think I would rather do, I just finished this one. So I think I'm going to do that one, that one, that one, and that one for my 5 kids. So I finished one on a scrap. Here it is. The little baby Jesus with the donkey and the cow and the stable. Really fun. You can use either Krynic, gold Krynic for this part. I just used the DMC that was given as an option. And then, because y'all might want to know, these are all the called for colors except the DMCs, except I did the 3820, which they call for instead of the gold Krynic. Then you can see here, these are the blues. They call for a bunch of blues. So it's 3 different blues there. And then the gold or the Krynic, okay? And then they would have called for black, and it just didn't like the contrast. So I found this deep, deep navy blue. Okay, and that is DMC 939. So if you have this chart and you're interested in stitching it, but maybe want to make some changes, I love how it looks with the all blues. So that's a finish. I need to work on the rest of those ornaments, and so 1 down, 4 to go, but they go really quick. And like I said, I'm stitching out on just 36 count scraps of stuff that I save all my little linen scraps, and they come in handy sometimes. You know, this was a scrap. This was a scrap, and then I have scraps for these ornaments right now. So, you know, that happened. To save those, I think it's a great idea, and to use those up. Okay, so what's next? Let's see. Let's start uncovering the pile here. I don't think I meant to bring that. Okay, those are 2 that I need to put away. So I know last time I chatted with you about plans. Oh boy. So I think it was September 13th that I filmed last, and I had just had my birthday, and I received a chart and the colors and that I needed to start this sampler for my birthday, which I did. So I was showing it to you last time, and then for sampler September, I thought, well, I've got some other choices of samplers that I would like to pick up and work on during September. I had y'all chime in, tell me which one I should do. It was great to read your answers. I think the most popular one was Miss Lucy Calcutt, just so you know. And I didn't pick up anything else. So my downstairs, so sometimes I stitch up here, and that's kind of like where I finished my ornament up here while the kids are doing school or things like that. And I do the most of my stitching downstairs. And so I thought I'd pick up other samplers to do downstairs, and I didn't. I kept going and going, and I finally just decided this morning that I'm going to put Sarah Stewart Hardman away for now. It's actually really hard. I think I can do it. But if not, you know what? I'll pull it back out. So I had plans of working on other samplers during Sampler September. I did not do them. I was just watching Katie from Sew Tattered yesterday and her talking about, you know, don't listen to me if I say I'm making plans to do something, because I may change my mind, and that's kind of how I operate. Well, I don't have a life with any rhyme or reason. It's just where this is concerned. I just have gotten to where if I want to work on something for forever, then I'm just going to work on it. So anyway, this is my birthday chart that I bought over the summer. I bought the chart on our anniversary trip, and we went to Tinsmith's Wife in Comfort, Texas. And I got the chart there, Sarah Stewart Hardman, age 7? Whew, 1824. I love this chart. It's just beautiful. I love the verse. See, the kind shepherd Jesus stands and calls his sheep by name, gathers the feeble in his arms and feeds each tender lamb. I love that. Excuse me. So I started that on my birthday with all the called for overdyed. And here they are. They're really beautiful. I was getting ready. I was like, oh, I can't wait to use that blue. I forgot that the blue is in the letters. It's in the words. So the words have, you know, some over one. They are mostly over one. And so I am just going to town, and I really should be able to tell you what this is, and I totally forgot to look it up. I'm really bad about recording what I'm working on in my book, but that's okay. Yes, 36 count milk and honey by Fiber on a Whim. And I am just over the moon about how beautiful it is. So I've been showing this on Instagram, so it really may not be new to you, but here's all the progress I've made. It is so pretty. I finished some of that border last night. I did this tree, and then I was working on those flowers. So we'll see how I do putting it away, because honestly, it's really hard. So pretty. So I have done a little bit of over one in this little cartouche here, and I did that cartouche down here, I guess you call it. Did a little bit of the letters in over one. I even got to do some of my first sheep. Is that just not the cutest? I gotta fill in this house. So what I may do is shuffle some things around, I'll tell you that, but this may be a way I can still work on it, because I have to fill in all the rest of the bricks on this house, and there will be some grass at some point. So I may still be able to work on this and then use it as a fill-in project. But I love it. That's how big it'll be. It's just been a real joy to stitch, and I don't want anyone to hit me or hurt me or hate me, but I don't mind over one. So I stitch in hand using the sewing method, and so I don't use a hoop or a frame or a Q-snap or anything like that. But I do use a little Q-snap, a small one, for my over one. And I actually do the, you know, up, down. I actually don't mind the over one as long as I use the Q-snap and it's nice and tight. And I do that, it really just kind of, it's not bad. I don't want to do it all the time, but I think I don't mind it. I think I've decided I don't have a huge aversion to it. There we go. So we'll see if Sarah stays put away. I'm not sure. Here's my other whip, and here's maybe what I'll do. I don't know if I feel like starting another Christmas ornament right now. This has been my car fill-in project when I take somebody somewhere and have some time. Still got a needle on it. This is, I always call this the Butternut Squash House. It's the Butternut House Pin Keep by Stacy Nash. I started it, I don't know, last year or the year before. So this has been, I've been taking this along to do in the car, and I did finish filling in all this blue. You'll notice I didn't do the jack-o'-lantern faces on my pumpkins because I really wanted it to be more fall instead of Halloween. So I'm sure I'll figure out a way up at the top, instead of using Boo and Jack up here in the letters, I'll use something else. I'll figure it out later, but I'm not up there yet. So I just started adding some grass the other day. So I think what I'm going to do is actually, I'd like to make some progress on this, is I'm going to switch this up here for my upstairs stitch to work on. And then maybe take Sarah Stewart Hardman with me, like in the car, and work on some of the filling. We'll see. Not sure. Decisions. So that's my other whip, was this butternut house. Not the butternut squash house, but the butternut house pin keep. So that's really, I mean, that and the ornament. I mean, I guess I did the little things, but the largest chunk of my time was spent on Sarah Stewart Hardman. Love her. Oh, so happy. So I think, see how this goes, but I think the sampler I'm going to pull out downstairs, because for some reason these colors just always feel like fall to me, and so many of the samplers that I have are bright or pretty colorful, you know, and so, because I do like colorful, I get bored if it's a little too well, boring. Which just reminds me I need to finish my anniversary sampler before the year is out. Okay, anyway, make note of that. Anyway, this sampler speaks fall to me because of it, just purely because of its colors. That's all. And I have not worked on this maybe since last fall. Maybe I pulled it out last fall, and gosh darn it, it's gorgeous. It is beautiful, and I need to work on it. So yep, I'm pulling this one out. This one's coming out today. This is the Smith sampler by the Scarlet House. It's beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? Look at those colors. So, well, there we go. I just decided. I think I'm doing this with all the called for colors. Or did I do a conversion? I cannot remember. Let's look at it. I am doing a conversion that I came up with because it called for an assortment of silks or DMC, and I honestly don't remember how I came up with this conversions, but I love the colors. It is all over dyed, and absolutely love working in it. I hope this is all of them. I hope I haven't stolen any. Let's see, where's my little cue card? No, not my cue card. Okay, so there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. This is all of them. Okay. Aren't they pretty? Look at those colors. Look at that. It's a purple. Isn't it beautiful? What's that purple? Purple is old purple paint, I think. Yep. The pink is Cinnabar. The red is Cherry Cobbler. I love Cherry Cobbler. Mountain Mist. Tin Bucket. Ugh, love them, love them, love them. Piney Woods. Just a gorgeous assortment of colors. So I will be pulling this one out and enjoying it. If I remember correctly, this is Seraphim Fabrics Dusty Road. 36 count Seraphim Fabrics, and I thought I was further along than this, so I really got to work on this. And there's still a needle in it. I can't believe I did that. I'll put the needle here. So this is 36 count Dusty Road by Seraphim Fabrics. Really, really, really pretty. It's a very fun border. I love all the colors in the border. And it gets to where you can have a rhythm and you can just do the green and kind of make a lot of progress on your border. And then you can have fun going back and filling in the colors. So I kind of like that. So where is it again? Okay. So gosh, I would love to be able to finish all this section and maybe even move down in here. It's so pretty. Oh, have I not worked on this in a while. So anyway, that's what I'm pulling out. Smith Sampler by the Scarlet House. Okay, well, got something to look forward to this afternoon and tonight. Fun times. Okay, so I think I am definitely pulling that out as my sampler to work on. I just love samplers. I could do samplers all the time and be absolutely perfectly happy. I think I like to do smalls, but I love doing samplers. Okay. So then the other things I have to kind of keep in mind, Christmas. I don't have any other fall, I don't think. I think it's just the butternut squash. See, there we go. I might do another little blackbird small in there somewhere if something catches my eye, but I don't have any other big fall pieces. But I do have a few Christmas ones, and I just don't want to forget about them and not pull them out in time. So I will go through those and show you what I've got. So here's one that I have not started yet, but I have everything for it. This was a gift last year at a little swap we did. This is a Merry Christmas sampler by La-Di-Da, which I love. I mean, sampler and Christmas, gotta love that. The fabric they gave me is 36 count Picture This Plus sand. I think that's what it says. Yep. So that's perfect for me. Ooh, love that. And then here's all the really pretty, these are the DMCs. It's only 5 DMCs called for, and I gotta get moving on that. That is super pretty. That'll be really easy to work on. Love it. Okay, so that's one I need to work on. Here's one that I started. I don't have a picture of it other than my black and white because I bought this as a PDF and I don't have a color printer. This to me, it's technically not Christmas, but it's red and green, so it's Christmas. This is called Amelia Jane Chandler, 1852 by Hands Across the Sea. And I'm using 2 colors that I chose myself. I don't even know what it called for. But I'm using Buckeye Scarlet and Dried Thyme. Really pretty combination there. And this just looks like Vintage Country Mocha. And, well, I mean, I could really make some serious progress on this and get it done. Look how pretty. Isn't that lovely? 2 colors. It's just really pretty. So this is about halfway right here, halfway wide. Alphabets, borders, super easy. These are fun to do. I think the next thing under here is the cartouche that says Amelia Jane Chandler. The border is super easy. So really want to make sure I pull that out this year and work on that soon. So, I mean, I feel like I could maybe not finish it, but could make some really good progress on that. So those are both in my same bag. Then I see other things and I'm like, oh, I want to work on that too. So this is Deck the Coop, which is another pin keep that I laugh at because they're just too big. They're not pin keeps anyway. Stacey Nash Primitives, Deck the Coop. So I'd like to work on this for Christmas time. Here's all the called for colors, I think. Like I said, there could be something missing and I wouldn't know it. Super cute. There's maybe a blue. There's a blue missing, I think. Okay. And this looks like a mocha, just a mocha linen, a Zweigart mocha. And I have not done much on this, but it would be a good one to work on. I'm so sorry that that is so terribly wrinkled, but not fun. So that's one I might pull out. I don't know, that might go in last place. I may not pull that one out right away. We'll see. I really would like to work on this one too. I think Annie, the Proper Stitcher, and I started this not this past summer, but the summer before. We did a Christmas in July, and I would love to work on this, and this would actually be a great fill-in. This is Plum Street Samplers, This Joyous Season. And again, here's the colors, I think. Combination of some DMCs and some overdyes. Really pretty. And again, this is heavy fill-in. This is kind of like This Is the Day. I have that one going. Some of Paula's are just Paulette's are just a little heavier. I don't have a whole lot done on this, but again, it would be very easy to do some work on. So I started in the middle because I loved the house and the basket on top of the house. So that would be fun to work on. In that roof, just the cutest. I love that. So that's another one that I'm gonna need to pull out here soon and work on. Oh, so much stitching, so little time, but all very, very happy. So right now I'm going to be content to pull out my Smith sampler and for sure be working on that. I'm really excited. So I think that is all the cross stitch because I don't even know that I've bought anything. I've been really trying to not buy a bunch of stuff. I have some birthday money that I have spent not on cross stitch necessarily. Actually, I did. No, I didn't. Anyway, I've been spending that on a couple other things that I want to do. So I think now I want to get into other stuff that I've been doing. So here we will enter into non-cross stitch and I will show you what I've been working on. Okay, so one little thing, and I've shown these things on Instagram, but I don't necessarily have them, you know, I haven't been able to show them on here because if you're constantly waiting for a Quilty Tube episode, then anyway. So this is called Quilt As You Go Hexagon. So how do I show this? This I found on a really special little British, oh gosh, I really should be more prepared than this. I can put it in the description box below. A British little girl that just does, not little girl, lady, who does just beautiful work, little hexagons and embroidery and just sweet, sweet, sweet little projects that she does, especially with the Liberty of London fabrics, which are really pretty. I don't have any of those, but I've been doing these Quilt As You Go hexagons, and so I made 2 templates for myself. The smaller hexagon size, which is what you see here, and then one that's a little bit larger that is the back. So it's one piece of backing fabric with the larger hexagon, and then a piece of batting and the top fabric, the one you see here, which is the slightly smaller hexagon. She actually, so you turn up it's a self-binding hexagon, and she does hers by hand. So you turn up the backing to bind the little hexagon, and she stitches hers down by hand. I've been running mine up on the machine, but the part that I do by hand is that you start you stitch all of the hexagons actually together by hand. So what happens is you've got the layers of a whole quilt, because each hexagon is a finished quilt essentially, because it's backing, batting, and a front, right? The top, the batting, and the back, that makes a quilt. So you keep making these hexagons, and then you stitch them together, and then by the time you've finished making hexagons, you've already got the quilt. I guess you could go back and do a little extra quilting if you wanted, but it's done. You have to look at her Instagram or her website. She's got both, because she'll even have a very low volume front here, and she'll do some really sweet embroidery on it, and so cute. But these have been really fun to make, just to pull fabrics from my stash and put them together and make these Quilt As You Go hexagons. So super cute. I'll try and put the links below for how to do that. easy. You could prepare a few ahead of time and work on those. Really cute, which reminds me, let me pause here. Okay, so speaking of hexagons, I also, I don't pull this out very often. Sometimes I do. So, you know, 20 years from now, I'll still be working on this. But this is a really cute pattern from, it's called Sweetwater Cotton Shop Sweet Girl Studio. And it is a quilt pattern called, this is just my PDF, called Jelly Garden. So it is a English paper piecing hexagon pattern. Use a jelly roll to construct the paper pieced hexagons. Nicole from Nicole's Needlework has done, she may be finished with it, I forget, one of these, and so she's the one that turned me on to that, because I've made hexagons, I've made hexies for a long time. I got rid of a bunch of them because I was just making them without a purpose, and so that becomes real uninteresting real quick. You just have a bag of miscellaneous hexagons that you don't know what you're doing with. It didn't work for me. So I have been working on those. I have my whole little setup here. So I had, when I started this, I went through and cut all my squares for the hexagons. They're all individually bagged as to how they'll go together. So they're just really kind of, you know, grab a bag, use my, it's real easy to prep a set of hexagons that are going to make the flower, the hexagon flower, ahead of time, and have those ready to go. So that is something I've been working on, and I forgot to actually grab the flower. Okay, I'm back. So I just finished this one recently. So these are all done with a Lori Holt line of fabric, which I totally, is it Prairie? I can't remember. So I finished that one recently, and I have all of the hexagons taken out except for the outside row. I've done this one, then that one, and that one, and then I've got one in there. The hexagon's already glued and ready to make another one. Great for the car, great for waiting. It's just really fun to have something like that to work on. So that's something I've been working on. Quilted a quilt and donated it to my women's ministry at church for their luncheon, and I think I took a picture of it. If I took a picture of it, I'll insert that right here. So I had that quilt top and it was ready to be quilted, and so I was able to quilt that and give that to them. The other thing that I have been working on, because I don't have enough to work on, is wool applique. So recently Merritt from Sew BeeCuzz here on YouTube and on Instagram, we would do, I can't remember if anybody else did it with us, but I know Merritt and I were doing what was called Wool Wednesdays, hashtag Wool Wednesday. And we were doing that in the spring or the fall. I really don't remember how long it's been, but Merritt contacted me recently. She's like, let's start Wool Wednesday again. And I said, you bet, sounds great, because I'm enjoying wool applique as well. So she asked if I would invite Katie from Sew Tattered, because Katie loves to do wool applique as well. And so Katie has joined us in the past couple of weeks. And did I pull out, I don't think I did anything else for Wool Wednesday. Anyway, so I think we've only done it twice. So for Wool Wednesday, I pulled out a wonderful, this is not the, it's called, the company's called So Cherished. I bought this kit, I don't know when now. It was either last year at the quilt, I think it was last year at the quilt show, and I had done a little bit of it and then put it away after fall and didn't do anything else on it. They showed it in their booth at the Houston International Quilt Festival as a pillow. I really wasn't sure what I was going to make out of mine, but I had the kit. I had a lot of it done. I had a lot of the big pieces done already when I pulled this out, not this past week, but the week before when we decided to do this. And so I had a lot of little stuff left to do. And so here is what I finished. Is that not cute? So the kit came with this piece of backing fabric and then all the fabrics to do the wool pieces. And so I had probably what I had done. I had the crow and his legs and the stem and the pumpkin. The jars were on this big leaf, maybe that leaf too. And then this little pumpkin sticking up there were on. And some of them were appliqued on already. So it took me 2 Wednesdays to finish all the little leaves and berries and odds and ends, and then all the embroidery as well, and to applique and get all that on. But I really love how it turned out. So I changed, this was supposed to have the words like ball on it, like a ball jar, canning jar, and I just didn't feel like doing that, and it looks really cute without it, so I didn't do it. But I did all the other embroidery. It came with 2 cute little buttons that you put on it, and I just love, these are some fun fall colors. I love this. So I did all the embroidery, all of the applique. It's so easy, just like Katie says, it's super easy and super fun. I used freezer paper to put mine, to cut out my shapes, and then I glue them on temporarily with the Roxanne's glue based it. Love that. And then stitch them down. I don't use a blanket stitch. I use what I guess is like a whip stitch. When I was getting back into wool applique, I looked at a few different famous wool applique people, and they did not use a blanket stitch, and they used plain old thread. Oh gosh, I have to remember who it was that I went to that showed me, like, these are the 2 colors. It's like a brown and a white, and I use it for everything. So I was like, I can do that. Sounds way easier than trying to match everything, and I love how it turned out. You can use DMC for some of the embroidery. I also have some of the Floss colors. I have some of that I'll use and do all that. So that's actually a blackbird fabric on the back. So I just made a little wall hanging, and that's hanging up downstairs. Super fun. So this week, coming up for Wool Wednesday, I bought this chart, or this kit, at the Quilt Festival when I bought that one at this booth, So Cherished. Super cute. So there's the cute little kit. This is called Simply Sheep December. So cute. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open it, but isn't it cute? Look how it says, "Oh, holy night." So cute. Holy, woolly. So cute. Little church and the sheep. I love that. So this week I will be getting my freezer paper out. So that, I'm sure, is for the this is probably just, this is the snow, and I bet this one here is for like the church itself, and then all the other little bits. Super cute. And then, oh, look at this. It's not very big. It's a small little piece. But can y'all see the sparkle? It's a sparkly blue wool for the background. Isn't that pretty? You see the sparkles? Oh, look at that. It's gonna be so fun. Sweet little project. I can't wait to work on that. So that will be Wool Wednesday. So please, if you go to my Instagram, I do have some posts on there for Wool Wednesday. Use the hashtag join us if you've never done wool applique. Super easy and super fun. Some great videos out there, but like I said, I use freezer paper and the glue based it method, and then stitch it on. So it's awesome, a lot of fun, and we'd love for you to join us. That was the wool. Okay, so here's the next endeavor. Let me pause and gather my stuff. Okay, now I'm back. Some more applique, different applique. So I've done applique quilts in the past. I am proficient at doing Lori Holt's method of applique, where you use sew-in interfacing, turn the shapes. I love making the shapes that way. It's awesome. I love it. I have done what I have done in the past, as I've made all those. I've done 3 or 4 of her quilts. I stitch the applique shapes to the background by machine, and I've always been very happy with it. And I just knew all those times in my heart that I would not enjoy hand applique. I may have said at some point, it's becoming a theme. Y'all are gonna keep watching my videos and be like, this woman, she just doesn't know herself, apparently. I may have said once, maybe multiple times, that I would never do hand applique. Well, guess what? I'm doing hand applique. So again, don't say never. I guess I have to be done. Never say never. Is that a James Bond movie? Anyway. So I'm doing hand applique. And guess what? I love it. Okay, so what brought me on this little journey is a quilt that I bought. I may have bought this last year. It's in a binder at the quilt show, or I bought it the year before. I just can't remember, but I bought the kit. Came with the pattern, and then it came with this particular shop that I bought it from. I don't even think she has a website really, but she has, I don't know where I did that. She has a booth at the quilt show, and that's how I found her. And I think she's here in Houston, but she has pulled her own fabrics for the kit for these beautiful patterns from Verna Mosquera, the vintage spool. She has some of the most adorable applique quilts ever. This is called Cherry Crush. I love the colors. I love the vintage look. The vintage spool, Verna Mosquera. She was also she's still alive, a fabric designer. I don't know if she's still designing fabric, but her applique quilts are just the best. Let me pause and I'll show you another one. Okay, so here's another one that I bought. Oh my goodness. This is another of her patterns called Land That I Love. Oh, isn't that wonderful? So there's a lot of piecing, these stars and the flag, all that's pieced. You know, some blocks like the boat and the star. This beautiful star right here are just pieced blocks. So there's a combination of pieced blocks, and then there's beautiful applique as well. So I have that. Another 20 years. Okay, but anyway, I did start this particular quilt, and the Good with Sugar, that's what it's called. It's called Good with Sugar. I know she's here in Houston. I don't think she has a website, but you might go look. I'll look too and see if I can find it. Good with Sugar, but she had a wonderful kit put together, and so here she gave you a little color chart. Here's the, based on her kit that she pulled the fabrics for this quilt. Here's your guide. Gives you great, you know, information about what fabric goes on what block. And then of course there's Verna Mosquera's applique drawings. So I'm working on that, and I decided I was gonna do this with hand applique. I can do this. Here's a box that has, you know, there's some, I think there's some Bonnie and Camille's in here. There's some fig tree. I know those are fig trees. So pretty. So we've got that. Those are all my fabrics. And then they included some backgrounds, so some white on white backgrounds. And so this particular block was the first one I did. Is that just not the best? That is my hand applique. I'm really proud of myself. Really proud of myself. Okay. So when I made this block, I had constructed it in a couple different ways. So it's, I used, like maybe on the circle, I did a Lori Holt method with the interfacing, you know, the leaves. I really don't know what I did on everything. Then these little bitty circles there. Well, like how the heck am I gonna do little circles? They're so little. Can you see them? So for that, I just did a little research, and I found these things called perfect circles. Is this Karen K. Buckley? I forget. I'll put all this below. Perfect circles. And so I bought a set of perfect circles. There's a method out there. I'll show you a video that I used to make the circle, kind of bunch up gather the fabric around the little circle, and then you can iron these. And then you've got these, I mean, look at that. Teeny tiny circles become super easy to make. Really love that. I put them on a ring because I just thought that would be easy peasy. I've been using, in this drawer, I have all these little tins that were my mom's, and I've been putting, I have a tin for, here's some little tiny, the Apliquick paper, which I'll show you in a minute. Got some trash. Got some scissors in here. These are excellent. These are Karen K. Buckley's scissors that are awesome. Love those. Have a little one for little scraps of fabric. Okay, so I like Lori Holt's method, but I was wondering, is there another way to do it that's maybe a little different, or anyway, just what are other people doing for applique? I've tried the freezer paper with the starch and I did not love it. It was hard to work with. I felt like it was just difficult. I really did not enjoy it. Doesn't mean I won't try it again. I still have, like, here's my little jar, and I have my starch over there and a brush. Doesn't mean I won't do it again. I just didn't love it. Again, I used the glue based it. But this time, so I started looking around, and there's this thing called Apliquick. So probably the most helpful video I watched was from Olivia B of Flosstube fame. And she has a great little set of videos for showing you how to use the Apliquick fabric or paper and the tools. So you can buy all kinds of extra little things from the Apliquick sellers to do Apliquick. But really what I figured out, the essentials were this stuff called, it's like an interfacing, but it has some sticky on one side. You're gonna have to go watch Olivia's video because mine's just showing you what I got. So I've got this Apliquick paper, okay? So that's it's one of my tools. And then I bought, with some of my birthday money, I bought the Apliquick rods, these metal rods that you use for turning the edges of the applique. There's one with like a little forked end and a nice pointy end. These, so the forked end, so, and then this little pushy kind of flat end, it's got a pointer, are these two ends mostly are used for turning. This holds your shape, and this is used to turn. Use a glue stick, a fabric friendly, this is a Sew line glue stick. I think I need another gluey thing in there because it was really gooey last time. But between the paper, the Apliquick rods, they're called, some glue, and then of course I already had my glue based it for putting my shapes on. And I have pins too. I have little glass head applique pins. Sometimes I'll put that in there. I have some other applique pins, little teeny pins. So all my supplies here. But I really enjoyed working with the Apliquick paper and the glue and the rods, and I made this block using all the Apliquick method. Really turned out well. Other than this circle, I used the perfect circle little tools. Isn't that just the cutest? Super fun, hand appliqued on. So now I have a whole 2 blocks. So I'm a little nervous about some of these other blocks. You know, that's like a million little circles. Some of these, like the ones that have the bows, I'm just a little nervous about how I'm gonna work. I'm sure I can do it, and I think just the more practice I have, the better I'll get. But I'm loving it. It is so fun. End up sitting up here and working on it. So all this to say, going down another hand applique quilt road. So let me get my stuff. It's behind me. And I'll show you what I'm going to be doing with a friend, and I want to invite you all to join us. All right, so recently, I don't remember which floss tube it was. It may have been not the one that came out today, but the last one that was 3 weeks ago, I bet it was. Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts wanted to work on an applique quilt, and she held up this beauty, which I have wanted to do since I saw it. I love this Blackbird quilt. So this is The Raven by Blackbird Designs. There's the quilt itself. Is that just not the best ever? So I messaged Olivia and I'm like, if you want to do this quilt, I'm doing it with you. So let's get together and let's do this. So I believe Olivia and I are going to start this coming Thursday, the 12th. Olivia B has also joining us making this quilt, and it was great because when I watched Olivia B's tutorial, thank you, Olivia, you did a fantastic job. It was on a Blackbird block that she was working on. So I think what's nice is this is pretty small. These blocks are decently small. And so those are maybe a little harder, maybe some smaller pieces. It doesn't mean that this one won't have any small pieces in it, but the blocks themselves are just bigger. So whereas this is maybe like, this is like an 8-inch-ish block that I'm putting applique on. These blocks for this quilt, the background pieces are 20.5 inches. So that gives you an idea. These blocks just in general, the pieces in general are going to be a little bit bigger. And I think Olivia B had said that in her video, that a lot of the Blackbird applique doesn't mean you don't have any small stuff like stems and things, but they're generally just a little bit bigger pieces. So some of those are going to be a little easier to work with. So I got my pattern. It's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. I mean, look at just the front page there. So this is The Raven, and it's based on Edgar Allan Poe's, not like it's based on it, but she says on the back it's inspired by Edgar Allan Poe's poem, The Raven. And each block's name is taken from a bit of Poe's poetry. The birds, whether perching on a pumpkin or silhouetted by the light of the harvest moon, are sure to add a bit of whimsy to your home. So here's some of like this mystery explore, a stately raven. So I'm sure, we go back merely this and nothing more. I can hear these lines from Edgar Allan Poe's piece called The Raven. Deep into that darkness peering. Love it. So Olivia and I are starting this, and we would love for you to join us. It's going to be wonderful and exciting. So this was originally done, I believe, with a, you can see, those are Blackbird fabrics, I know. Let me see if she says in here. So this was printed in 2016. And of course they give general, information in the supply list about you need this many blacks, this many backgrounds, cheddars, purple. So I don't know if she says actually what the fabric line was that they used originally. I don't see it. If I come across it at some point, I'll let you know, but there's some foundation paper piecing for the borders. Anyway, so I actually really needed to buy this. I never thought I would be one. I love bright colors. I still do. It hadn't changed. I mean, I love those colors. That's so much fun. But I really thought that I would never ever like the Syl Warby production fabrics. I didn't say never. I just said I don't care for them. Well, I could be talked into some of it, I think, now, maybe. Kim Deal, some of the, oh, anyway. So I picked out my fabrics. There is a wonderful, wonderful quilt shop about 25 minutes from my house in a city called LaPorte, Texas. She originally has always had like a retreat house, and then she had some fabric on the side, but now they've opened a beautiful quilt shop with all kinds of good stuff. She's got some cross stitch, she's got wool, she's just got home decor. It's beautiful in a lovely shop on the main street in LaPorte. It's called And So It Began. So look that up, and if you're in the area, take a trip over there. But I knew that was the shop I wanted to go to pick out this fabric. So I went and took my pattern with me and did some picking out. So I went in, I had these 3 fabrics already, and I don't remember why or how I bought them. They're super pretty cheddars, so I took those with me just so I could make sure I got something. And then I think these came from the cheddar. These 2 other ones I bought came from the cheddar and coal. Let's see, is that right? Cheddar, coal. I don't know. Probably Katie, Sew Tattered, is looking at it going, no, that's not right. Anyway, I picked out these other 2 to go with them. So kind of a little more yellowy, but kind of graduating into some orangey there too. Love those. Okay, picked out a couple purples. So they had, I thought I might use kind of a more plummy, magenta-y purple that I already had. I had some of the most recent Blackbird fabric, but I wanted these purples, these really true purples. Aren't they pretty? Those are my purples. Here's my blacks. I think I picked out 4 blacks. Pretty. And then I came home and I found I had this as well, and I thought that would just kind of go nice in there as an option. Picked out some browns. And these are just assorted designers. And then I picked up these. I think I want to do every background different. And I may have to get some more backgrounds at some point, but for now this will get me going. I picked out these 4 there at the shop. So one's kind of a reddish, it's kind of a brown plum, can't tell. Some tan, and then that's got a really pretty purple. This was the end of the bolt on one of these, and this was actually, oh gosh, from a, it's Plumberry. It's called Plumberry. Anyway. I'm not familiar with all these designers. Came home and realized I have this little one here I think would work. I have a bunch of this that I think would be great. And then I might actually even pull in some of this. We'll see. Blackbird designs. We'll see if that works. So what I have not bought yet is and so I'm not sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fabrics. It's enough to get me going if I want to do each background different, because I think I do. But I have not bought the fabric for the borders, the sashing and the border. I haven't bought the yardage for that yet. So I definitely should have enough blacks. I may be missing 1 black, I can't remember, but I should have the blacks, all the colors to do the blocks themselves. I may need 1 or 2 more backgrounds, but this can take me a while. So I just got what I could with the birthday mini that I had, and I'm ready to start. So I need to talk to Olivia and see if we want to do a hashtag. So I don't think we have a schedule. I don't even know that we're all going to start on the same block. Gosh, I'm looking at it. I'm not sure which one I want to start on. I may want to start this one right here, but I love the house too. So I'm thinking that one or that pumpkin. Really pretty. So the Raven by Blackbird Designs. And if you want to join us, we would love to have you join us. And if we come up with a hashtag, I'll let you know on Instagram for sure. So yeah, I'm excited to do that and work on that together and do a little bit more hand applique. So before I go, I'm going to show you a couple of memories. So recently I've been getting a few things from my parents' house. I brought home my mom's sewing machine and the cabinet, her Singer, that I learned to sew on, and we grew up sewing on. I need to take the machine just for a little. She took beautiful, beautiful care of it, but you know, it's been, I don't know, she's been gone for 7 years. Before that, she spent 2 years very, very sick. Before that, I don't know how much sewing she did. So for sure, it's been 10 years since the machine's been used. So it just needs a cleanup and oil, but it's in beautiful condition and I'd love to be able to sew on it. So excited. Brought that home, an antique sewing box, and just some of her, you know, scissors and odds and ends that she used. So I'll try and show you a picture of those at the end. This, you can see right back here, this quilt on the wall. I think that's new because this is her Afghan that she made, and I've had that sitting there for a couple months. I love that crochet Afghan, the granny square Afghan that she made. So it's really fun to have all this together in my sewing area. But when I was probably junior high, high school, my mom made this little quilt. You can kind of see it's not very big. And she did a little bit of hand applique on all those little hearts, and it hung in my room. And she was always like, I'll give it to you when you get married. Or then she was like, I'll give it to you when you have kids. She didn't. She wasn't ready to part with it. But it was my quilt. And so I brought that home, and I'm just thrilled to have that hanging up there, that she made that, all these little fabrics. And then I have this sitting in the chair over here, so I'll put it there. I'll put that in the chair when I'm done. This was on the wall in my dad's study/computer room. She made this for my dad, this Texas cross stitch, and it hung on the wall for as long as I can remember. Love that. So it was in a frame. The frame was fine, but all the papery junk on the back, and then it was on sticky board. So I took it off and trimmed it up and turned it into a pillow. And it's been sitting in my chair over there. So you can see here her initials, LMR. And so what I did, she had, I don't think I have it right now, but she had just a little label on the back of the frame that said June 1982. And so I couldn't really keep the label on this somehow because it was just falling apart. But I wanted to commemorate when she did that. So before I finished, I took the black, just like she did all the letters here, used the, you know, the form of the letters from in the pattern. And then down here, I put June 1982 to commemorate when she actually stitched that. So that sits over here. So I've got my mom's Afghan, I've got the quilt she made me, that cross stitch piece, it just makes me really happy. So I enjoy that. So you can probably hear they're still mowing. I think that's it for today. I don't think I've done a FlossTube video this long in a long time. But now that I want to get back to including any kind of quilting and other kind of craft, fabric, textiles in my videos, I guess they could end up being a little bit longer, but maybe not. I feel like I've had a lot to catch you up on and show you what I've been working on. And I won't necessarily work on all this in the next 2 weeks, but so enjoy some fall weather if you're getting some. It's so exciting. We just get all goofy around here when it turns a little bit fallish, and I look forward to seeing you back hopefully in about 2 weeks. And I'm just praying for you, and I'm so thankful that you come and spend time with me. Definitely comment below. I'd love to hear from you, and God bless you, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.